If we want to live in a flourishing local economy, we have to give that economy our support. The New Economics Foundation uses the metaphor of a leaky bucket to show how money flows in and out of communities. It comes in the form of salaries and benefits and budgets for local schools and expenditure by visitors and tourists. But much of it goes out again very soon afterwards in the form of taxes and utility bills and spending on goods and services from outside the area. A study in Cornwall showed that £10 spent on the local organic box food scheme tended to stay in the area, producing altogether £25 worth of transactions for local people, whereas £10 spent in the typical supermarket produced only £14 of transactions altogether. So you can see that it's very important to keep money in a community, and every outflow represents a lost opportunity to local businesses and individuals. What can we do about it? Well, one thing we can do clearly is support local shops and services, but there is more that we can do, and in Camden in particular, you can help to ensure that your neighbour's money stays in the area by joining a credit union.
Because we are based on the geographic common bond of Camden, we know that the money is actually going to stay locally, so the £1,000 that you might invest with us as a saver is going to enable us to make two £500 loans to less well-off people from somewhere else in the borough. They may be your neighbours, they may be from somebody down the street, and that money recirculates within the economy. It's about that money staying local, not leaking out to a private shareholder somewhere else. If a loan is taken from a company that isn't based in Camden and doesn't have Camden's interests at heart, as soon as that loan is repaid, the money is lost to the local economy. So the £500 that they've borrowed, plus the £50 or £100 interest that they've borrowed, is lost to Camden. That money is gone. With the credit union, it's back with the credit union, and we will then lend that £500 to the next person, the next neighbour down the street. So it's sustainable for the community because you're building up that relationship between people, between the savers and the borrowers.
A flourishing local economy doesn't depend entirely on cash. Local barter networks or local exchange trading systems, better known as LETs, provide an alternative that runs alongside the mainstream economy.
We started off with about 30 people, and we've grown now roughly 60, 70 people we have, which is a good number, because if there were any more than that I don't think we'd get to know or meet everybody. And we do have lots of people in Belsize Park who are involved in it, actually, partly because I live here, I suppose, but there's at least, I'd say, about 8 people who are in walking distance from here. And it's really amazing, you know, to be able to walk down the road and to meet somebody who'll do this for you and that for you, and that you can do something in exchange. So you earn your locks, we call them locks because of Camden Lock. You earn your locks by making cakes, and then you've got locks that you can spend with anybody on the scheme. There's 60 people that you can spend your locks with, so you might want a window cleaner. One day you might want someone to help you mend your bike. So you're not obliged to exchange with the person that you're trading with.
You mentioned to me that this is an opportunity for people to try things that they don't do in their professional life. Can you give me some examples?
Well, that's what's really nice about it, that you might be working in an office, but you might really like sewing. It's incredibly simple, but it does take quite a lot for some people to get their mind around it, because they can't see that kind of thing happening without money. You know, I've had discussions with people, and they've been really bright people, but they just cannot see how trade can be separated from money. But of course, there wasn't money in the year dot. You know, you have something to offer, you can do something, you have a skill, or something that you really love to do, like knitting or whatever, and you've got an opportunity of actually getting what you need in return.
Ba-ra-ba-da-ba-da, 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 ba-ra-ba-da-ba-da.